Every second year growing up, my family would hop in our motorhome and we'd drive down the Oregon coast and we'd camp in campsites along the beach. And one year when my brother was about my son's age, me and him were walking by the beach and my brother got stuck in quicksand. And he actually ended up getting about up to his waist in quicksand. The resort or the campground ATV had to come over. It got stuck in the quicksand. They had to get a second ATV and pull him out. It's quite scary for him actually. And so along those lines, I'm going to talk about traps that investors get caught in. And number one is overestimating their risk tolerance in good times and underestimating their risk tolerance in bad times. And so when the market's going up, we can feel this exuberance. We're missing out. Let's get in. Let's invest, and we don't think of how we're going to feel when it goes down. Investors typically feel a loss twice as much as they feel a gain, and so when things do turn around, then you kind of don't want to invest. And I've seen this before, people come into money and the market's down, it's like, well, let's just play it safe. It's like, hey, this is the best time to invest. So if you can keep an even keel and not get too excited when things are up and too depressed when things are down, that'll serve you well. Point number two is chasing stocks that are hot. So I was getting a lot of requests to talk about Tesla 2 years ago because it was riding high. It had this parabolic rise up. It's down 50% from its highs. Now everyone wants to talk about NVIDIA. NVIDIA, it creates chips for artificial intelligence, and so that's been the hot thing, and it's gone on a big run, and so everyone's asking about that. I don't know what's going to be in 2 years' time, but I think we can get caught up thinking hey, you can't lose. This is going to be a win, and we've seen other people make money and we feel like we're going to miss out. And so that can be just a bad situation, and we can really have an opportunity to lose a lot of money. So that would be the second tip. The third tip is underestimating your retirement expenses. And I would take a look, I was getting ready for retirement, saying, hey, what are we spending now? Not what we think we're going to be spending in retirement. Let's look cold. How much are we making after tax? How much are we spending? How much are we saving? And then the rest is going to be spending, right? And so in your mind, you're like, oh, we're probably only spending $5,000 a month. Well, it might be $7,500, it might be $10,000. I don't know, but I wouldn't underestimate. And the three things that I think that people do underestimate are housing costs. So, what maintenance is a big one. And so I'd value your maintenance at 1 to 2% of the value of your house. You're probably going to need a new roof every 25 years. Whereabouts are you in that cycle? Maybe it's every 20 years. You're going to need to upgrade your furnace. You're going to need to paint your house. So there's all these big things, and they don't happen yearly, but when they do happen, it's a big hit. And so I would keep that into my budget as well. Point number four is extrapolating returns. And so on the upside, if you had a good year and it made 7 or 8% or 10, and you're thinking, hey, if it does this every year, I'm going to be set and I can spend a lot of money. Or on the downside, I see this a lot, right? The market drops 10% or your investments go down, and people go, hey, if this continues, in 10 years I'm going to be broke. All the money's going to be gone. Well, markets don't work that way. We have really good years, we have really bad years. It kind of averages out over time. And point number five is listening to the people on TV. And so everyone loves, Jim Cramer and all these different personalities. And I want to tell you this. They're not there to educate you. They're not there to help you make good investment decisions. They're there to sell advertisement or sell their self. So they want people to come and look. And so when you see a talking head on TV, and look in BNN, one hour, one person's touting the stock, another hour, another person's saying it's not going to be any good. So I would just stay clear of that. That's not going to help you make better investment decisions. I've never seen that work before. So those are my top 5 tips for traps investors should avoid. Have a great day.